Hi guys, thanks for joining. Welcome to part 2 of my regrettable deck purchases. This is a follow-up from the other day, and these are decks that I've bought and I either don't use or I've kind of regretted buying them for different reasons. But I'll walk you through what I kind of have in this little pile. And I'll probably have a third or fourth pile as well coming up. So that's obviously I've bought too many decks that I don't at all resonate with. Obviously this is nothing to do, little disclaimer from here, nothing to do with the artist or anything. It's just that I don't actually resonate with the artwork, and I thought I'll tell you the reason why. So the first one I have, there's actually two. I have got the tarot deck somewhere, but this is the Oracle deck, and this is the Santa Muerte Oracle by Fabio Listrani, and it's published by Lo Scarabeo. First of all, I have got a little problem with Lo Scarabeo and their kind of Oracle decks because there's only ever 32 cards in. Some of them now have only got 28 in, and I think that's a bit lame, and you can't really kind of like, use it. You're using a third of the deck, when you do a spread. So there's not really like a great deal of I don't know, integrity behind these kinds of decks, because basically it's just a showcase of Fabio Listrani's artwork. And I think, this is one of my most regrettable purchases, and even though I know a lot of people absolutely love it. And it says on the back, the magic of death and the magic of life meet within this colourful and mystical oracle that follows the law of Dias de los Muertos. So the cool thing about it is, if you kind of like lay out the cards in order on the back, and the backs make a huge Ouija board. I mean, I've never, used it because, I don't use Ouija boards. But obviously you wouldn't be able to use a glass on here because, you'd be moving the cards around. So, I think it's more of a novelty factor rather than like a practical thing, because there's no way you could use it as a Ouija board. And plus you'd need so much space as well, like a big table to actually get it to work effectively. Secondly, it's the over digitalized artwork. I'm not a huge fan of digital art in decks of any way, shape or form, especially not too overly digital like this one. Some of the candles look like real candles, and they do make up a scene, I think, when you put the cards together as well, from what I can remember. I think I've used it once, and then having to flick through the guidebook as well for all the kind of like meanings for the cards. It's a bit of a pain. It would have been nice, I suppose, if there'd have been like a keyword on the card or something. So even though the cards are, some of them are aesthetically beautiful, digital art, this looks like to me like something from Pokemon, but this is obviously my opinion, and I'm not speaking for everybody else. But I don't, I'm not a fan at all. So this is one that is being boxed up in the boxes that I've got to go, because it's nothing I ever use, and sadly I don't appreciate it, along with the tarot deck as well. I did buy that a few years ago, and I thought I'd be able to fall in love with it. But I have actually got a genuine like kind of Santa Muerte deck, which is done by a Mexican artist a few years ago, and that to me seems like it has more integrity. For those who haven't seen the Santa Muerte tarot deck, who are new to the channel, this is the deck as well. It's more or less, kind of exactly the same artwork as on the Oracle deck. I don't like things like this. That is beautiful, but there's a lot I actually don't like about the deck. But then again, I know some people who love it and use it extensively. I'll see it on Instagram all the time, and obviously this is just my own personal opinion. So these two, sadly, are for the chop, and never to be seen again in Taro and the City's house. So that's the first two. The third one I've got is I haven't even used it. This is the Uncommon Tarot by Shaheen Miro, and there's a commentary here by Teresa Reed. I did think I absolutely adore collage decks. They're one of my favourite ever. And it's lovely packaged and everything, don't get me wrong, you know, there's a lot of work gone into it, but again, it's not something that I kind of look. Some of the artwork looks very jarring, some of it looks quite blurred as well, and again, there's a mixture of collage and digital, and to me it's just too jarring. The one thing I do love about it though is that Shaheen actually put a male couple as the lovers cards, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, I know some people, you know, appreciate decks like this, but sadly I don't. Yeah, with this one I think it's trying to be something, if that makes sense. There's too many different cultures in here. It's a bit of a mishmash of things, a bit of a mishmash of ideas for me to use as a tarot deck, and it's also incredibly busy as well. So I do like my decks a little less busy. But if you're a fan of collage style decks, this would be ideal for you. But sadly, as I said, I haven't used it. I just looked through the cards and I thought, you know what, it looked nice online. And then when you kind of like get the deck in your hands and you look through it, yeah, I was kind of like, meh, yeah, it's really not me. But yeah, I mean, it's a very diverse deck, and you know, but as I said, like some of the colours and the cards are really muddy to me, and there's far too much going on. It's like sensory overload for me. So yeah, that's another one for the chop, sadly, and I'm sure somebody will love it. So there you go. That is the Uncommon Tarot by Shaheen Miro. I think it's still readily available on Amazon. That's where I had it from anyway, about 2 years ago. Is another deck that I'm not, you know, I did try to love this deck. I tried to love this deck so much, because those of you who know me know that I absolutely adore kind of animal nature-based decks. But this one, no. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why I had this either, because this is another incredibly busy deck, and some of the illustrations on the cards don't actually relate to any kind of meaning in the tarot, so you're having to scour through the guidebook. You know, I've often questioned, well, why did, like, the artist is Jeremy Hush, why did Jeremy Hush like kind of pick this image for this card? And like, I mean, this is a beautiful deck. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, everything about it, it really is beautiful. But like, obviously not for me. I was actually gonna send this to my friend in Sweden, which I will do. But I am not a fan of it. Some of the cards are absolutely beautiful. I love owls, and I love these storks as well. But some of the cards I'm left like kind of scratching my head, thinking, well, what does that illustration have to do with the actual tarot system? So yeah, another one, sadly, kind of, I think this is a bit of a missed opportunity. The art, as I said, there's nothing wrong with the artwork at all, but it doesn't work for me as a tarot deck. So yeah, I mean, leave some comments in the boxes, guys, to see what you say. Because I mean, I'm sure there's not only me that, like, you know, kind of, you know, don't resonate with like some of the decks. But yeah, I mean, it's a shame because it's like, I don't know, like Victorian-ish kind of gothic, and you know, it is lovely, but no, another one. So there you go. That's my third. Is it my third one? My fourth? Yeah, my third one. And I have the same problem as well with the next one on my list as well, even though I know people adore this next deck. This is the Tarot of the Abyss, and it's by Anna Torian, I think, published by US Games. It comes with a guidebook. The guidebook's in the drawer. This is one I've used once or twice. It's a black and white deck. The artwork is absolutely incredible. It's all pencil art. It's probably one of the most aesthetically beautiful decks I've seen for a long time. And I honestly don't know why I don't like it, why I can't put my finger on it. But there's just something about it that I just can't. And maybe it's because of like the intricacy of the illustrations. Maybe there's a little bit just too much going on. Maybe if the cards would have been slightly bigger as well, so you could appreciate the artwork a little more. But I absolutely adore black and white decks and, muted colours. I mean, so I thought this would be like one of the most loved decks I've got, and it's not. I think maybe I've used this once since I've had it too. And, I mean, you can tell like the artist knows a lot about tarot, because, I mean, she's actually like, got it spot on with the images and the meaning of the card. But no, I don't know what it is. There must be something wrong with me, I think. Seriously, I just don't know what it is, because everything like that everybody else seems to like, I kind of think, no, it's not for me. But yeah, it is a very, very beautiful deck. But yet another one, sadly, not for me. But like, I'm sure somebody will really, really love this. And I'm actually looking through it right now and thinking to myself, when I'm just like flicking through the card, why do I not like it? What is wrong with me? And there's also added cards as well, if I can remember right. I forgot, some of the cards are doubles for the Marseille meaning, I think, or something. I can't remember. But yeah, there we go. That's the Tarot of the Abyss, which is another beautiful deck, which I don't appreciate. Now, this one I bought last year, cheap as, from Amazon, because I saw the artwork and I thought that looks such a cool deck, because the front of the box reminds me of a game I used to play on my iPhone called Monument Valley, and I thought, oh, that looks just like Ida from Monument Valley. Probably not, but that's just what I thought. And then I did see a couple of the cards online, and I thought, I'll get that. It's like really cheap. And I think Levi bought it around the same time as me as well. Right. I honestly don't know where to start with this one. I just think it's a terribly executed deck. I really do. First of all, sorry about me shuffling in my chair, guys. I've got backache from hell. Right, first of all, this is the card that I saw online, and I thought that is incredibly gorgeous. And to flick through to appreciate the artwork, it's lovely. But it doesn't work at all for me as a tarot deck. I've even looked in the guidebook as well, and some of the meanings don't actually make sense. Even though, as I said again, there's nothing wrong with the artwork. I like the style of the artwork, because otherwise I wouldn't have bought it. But like, I mean, does it work as a tarot deck? No, sadly not for me. Some cards do, some cards don't. I mean, we can never find that perfect deck, can we? But like, I mean, I don't know, there's something really limiting about reading with it. I can't honestly make my mind up. I mean, everything about it, the quality of the card stock, the packaging, everything is just so lovely. And it's just like something I just can't use. There was one particular card in here. I mean, look at that. It's absolutely adorable. There was one particular card in here that kind of put me off the whole deck. And I shall show that one. Greed, which is the devil. I was like looking through and I thought, oh, okay. Because it doesn't always mean greed, does it? So I wish to have just like left the title as the devil or something. So yeah, that kind of put me off the whole deck. And a lot, obviously a lot of the cards make sense. I mean, you can see which one there is even without the number on it. But yeah, it's a shame because this is just another one that I know that people love, and for the money, you're getting a lot here for your money, but it's just something I'm sorry I do not love. So this is another one for the pile as well, and it's a shame because there's some lovely illustrations on here, and it's very, very user friendly. And would I say it's for beginners? Yeah, I suppose so. But like, I mean, I don't know. That is just one of my favourite cards out of the whole of the deck. I might actually keep that card and not sell it as a 77 card deck. But yeah, you see what I mean. But yeah, it's a shame. And some of the court cards are pretty much the same as well, just similar situations. So yes, it's another one sadly that's got to go. And my last one. Okay, let's just put this back in this silly box. My last one, right, is one that I know that gets used definitely on Instagram, and I have never used this deck. This is the Everyday Witch Oracle by Deborah Blake, art by Elizabeth Alba. Deborah Blake also done the Everyday Witch Tarot, and she illustrates the Llewellyn Witches calendar as well. I think, and she's done lots of illustrations in other books by Llewellyn. This is another one where I think it's geared towards like the teenager, early 20s, something kind of like, the pointy hat brigade, I call it, and I don't know, I don't know why I bought it. I just, I love Deborah Blake's art, but there's just, I don't know, it's very cute. Even though the illustrations are absolutely incredible, and earth magic, you've got prayers and wishes. So this is the sort of shit that I ain't like invested in, witches on broomsticks. So yeah, I think ideally it'll be like for kind of like a teen witch, somebody starting out on the path or something, somebody new to Oracle decks. I know people adore it, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the illustrations at all. But yeah, it's just like too like kind of cutesy for me, and I could never read with a client with it. It's just like kind of one of them decks I think I would, if I did use it for myself. And the cards are also a bit on the large side. It would have been nicer for the cards to be smaller. But as you can see from the illustrations, they are beautiful. They really are. There's lots of cats in here as well, if you love cats, which I do. That's probably why I bought it, without seeing all the deck before I did. But yeah, I mean, you can see like meditation to dig deep. So, connect with Gaia. Affirmation for healing the heart. See, these are the sorts of things that's like wrong with decks these days. If you've got a broken heart, you can't use a bloody affirmation to mend it. And so this is again like kind of like toxic positivity for me. And I don't buy into any of that theory whatsoever. Cleansing body and spirit as well, that's another one. I suppose if you take them as they are, it's a very obviously very usable, non-threatening deck in every way. But I mean, would I suggest that you read for it with somebody as a client? No, not really. Affirmation for growth, meditation for peace and serenity. So to me, it's more of a personal deck than a reading for others deck. But yes, 10 out of 10 for the artwork, 1 out of 10 for the concept. So yeah, this is going along with the Everyday Witch Tarot as well, because I think I've used that once. So that's a no from me too. But obviously these are all my opinions, I mean, I'm just giving you my opinion on why I don't particularly like a deck. I know some people absolutely adore this deck, and that's fine. and I think it's published by Llewellyn, is it? It's got it because the cards are huge. Yeah, Llewellyn. Yeah, but like I mean, this is my second lot of decks that, you know, regrettable purchases. And so we've got Everyday Witch Oracle, Tarot of the Abyss, the Hush Tarot, the Common Tarot, the Santa Muerte Tarot, and the Santa Muerte Oracle. And I'm sure if I sat here for long enough, I could probably like find another 10 decks. Actually, I've got one right in front of me now, which I will show you. This is a regrettable deck purchase as well. And this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. I'm a sucker for vintage illustrations because I do a lot of journaling, and I thought, oh, this looks like a really lovely deck. I've had this a few years now, I think, and I think it's been used once as well. And there's 52 cards in here, and it's by somebody called Victoria Mosley, and it's just got no substance whatsoever. The illustrations are gorgeous, collage, and the card quality is stunning, but it's just got like little keywords on like choice and beauty and love, so I do find it a little bit on the cheesy side. But you know, as a workable oracle deck, it's absolutely fantastic, because of just the one keyword, you know, on there. And you know, a lot of the illustrations kind of like, you know, work as well with the keyword. And it is a really beautiful deck, but like I mean, for me now it's kind of empty and kind of like, you know, I don't know, it's another one. I'm funny, and you know, probably think, Martin, what's wrong with you? But like, that's the way I am. I think if one card puts me off, I can't use the whole deck. Like, this card put me off. I don't know why. It did at all. It just doesn't like kind of go with the rest of the deck. There's art styles, many different art styles. You know, you've got like kind of Edwardian and then Art Deco, and then, you know, so yeah, if it had been like a little bit more structured, I would have probably loved it. And so it's a shame really, because this has got to go. See what I mean? This is like from a 1920s, 1930s illustration, and that's clearly not. And you know, some people might absolutely adore this. But yeah, this is another one that's for the chop. And yeah, it's a shame because, as you can see, like, I mean, it's never been used. The majority of my decks haven't, and this is why, like, I've decided to have that huge cull. And I'm glad really, because I am learning to appreciate what I've had and what I've got. I haven't bought anything this week at all. Now that is a bloody good move for me, because normally I've got 3, 4, 5 parcels coming a week. And so like, it's not as though like I'm on a no spend week or anything like that. It's just the fact that I've decided not to kind of buy anything because there's nothing that I like. And you know, I've realised now that I'm going to kind of make, you know, either save for a really special deck, or, you know, be a little bit more discerning in my choices if they are mass market, because the majority of the decks that are leaving here are all mass market. I think there might be 1 or 2 indie decks in there, but not very many, because I do find that there's a lot more work and thought that goes into the majority of indie decks now. But yeah, that's my little musings over for today. I'm going to see if I can find another pile for the weekend. And yeah, I'm sure I can actually. Yeah, I've spotted another 4 or 5 in front of me now. So guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble on as usual. Feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, DM me over on Instagram, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.